2022 paper 2 question 2 is a line question. It starts off with our 2 points here, A and B, are end points of a line segment. The coordinates of the point C, which would divide the line segment in the ratio of 4:1. So it is a question we would be very familiar with. So our line segment AB, and we have our coordinate C over here, which divides the line segment in the ratio of 4:1. So A will be our x1, y1, and B will be our x2, y2. And we have our ratios, so we are going to figure out point C, which will be called xy. And we always remember that you always multiply in the cross format. So it's the ratio on the right times the coordinates on the left, plus the ratio on the left times the coordinates on the right over the sum of the ratios. So when we fill it all in, we get 1 times 8. So like it is your 1 times your 8, and your 8, of course, is this point here. The point was 8 minus 4, and over here the point was minus 1, 3. So it is the ratio on the right, so 1 times the 8, plus the ratio on the left times the point on the right. So 4 times minus 1 all over the sum of the ratios, which is your 4 plus your 1. And then again, same idea, the ratio on the right times the point on the left, plus the ratio on the left times the point on the right, all over the sum of the ratios. Simplify it all down, and you get 4/5, 8/5. And that was 10 marks, an easy start for that question. Got a bit more abstract then. The line L of slope M has a point QR, where M and M, Q, and R are elements of the real numbers and are all positive. Find the coordinates of the point where the line L cuts the y-axis. So here is our point of contact. We have y minus y1 is equal to m times x minus x1. That is the equation we're going to use in this case because of the information we have. We know that the slope is m, and we have this point QR on the line. So it says find the coordinates of the point where L cuts the y-axis. So in that case, we know that in the case where find the coordinates of the point where L cuts the y-axis, well, we know in that case x is going to be 0. So what we're going to do is we're going to say, when we multiply through the bracket here, m times x is mx, m times q is minus mq, and we have our r. And we could, of course, put this in the form of y is equal to mx plus c, and in that case the c is going to be my point of intersection here, my y-intercept, and that is going to be the constant. So that constant is going to be mq plus r. So c is going to be minus mq plus r, I should say. So my point is 0, comma r minus mq, and I could have gone just from this line here as well and said let x equal 0 at the point of contact, and you'd have, y equals minus mq plus r there as well. So 5 marks for that part. It then says that the line K has a slope of minus 2. The line J makes an angle of 30 degrees with K. Find one possible value of the slope of line J and give your answer in this form. So it's one of these ones, if you don't know what to do, do what you know. What we know is this is our formula for finding the angle between two lines. In this case, we have that as 30 degrees. We know the slope of one line, which we call M1, is equal to minus 2. So we fill in everything we know. We're going to start by just kind of using the positive side of it. So tan of when I say the positive one, we'll use the plus rather than the minus. Tan 30 is equal to minus 2 minus m over 1 minus 2m. Okay, so you know, we're calling the slope of line J just m. So we have our minus 2 minus m all over 1 minus 2 times m. We know that tan of 30 is 1 over root 3, or you could call it root 3 over 3. We're going to multiply, you know, go, well, it looks like a cross multiplication here, but we know we're really multiplying by the lowest common denominator. So we end up with 1 minus 2m equals root 3 times minus 2 minus m. We're going to work our way down to this type of answer here. So we get a 1 minus 2m is equal to minus 2 root 3 minus root 3m. We're going to get the m's on their own on one side and the numbers on the other. So I'm going to add root 3m to both sides. And I'm going to add 2 root 2. Well, actually, no, I'm going to subtract 1 from both sides. And that will get me the m's on one side, the numbers on the other. I'm going to factorize out the m here, so I'd say m times root 3 minus 2. I'm going to divide across by that. You know, at this stage you could be kind of saying, God, am I on track at all? But you just put it into the calculator, and when you put it in there you get this answer, 8 plus 5 root 3 as your final answer, and it is of the correct form. Okay, so that was the answer for that question. It was 15 marks, so it was quite a lot for that one. However, it was easy enough to pick up a good few of the partial credits by just doing what you know and getting started with it. Okay,